Okay, so I'm going to start building out this website now. So I'm going to go back to our wireframe, our mock-up I should say, and here we have what we're going to build. And so I'm just going to start building out these sections in Wix Studio, and I'm going to start with this hero section first before I do this header section. So I'm going to go back to the editor, and I'm going to do the quick add feature because this is something that is really great. So I know I'm going to want a title, I know I'm going to want a paragraph, and I know I'm going to have a button. So I've got those three. I just click and drag these over, and I will format them in a second. So I'm starting to get the basic layout of what this looks like here. So I'm going to center these, and then I'm going to also center this one a little bit. And okay, I've got my basic layout here, and I'm just kind of dragging these around right now. I also need my image that I had in the background. So I'm going to go back to my mood board here, and I'm going to actually just get this image out of Figma. So if I click on this, I can export it. And this is one of the reasons why I really like to have the design all the way done, because I can just get all my assets that I need for the website. So I exported that as a PNG, and I'm going to give my section an image background. So if I click on the section itself, then I'm going to get this one here. So I'm going to upload media into Wix, and right now we're going to have nothing because we haven't uploaded anything so far. And once this image uploads, then I'll be able to add it as the background. And it should be the exact same image that's in our mockup. Perfect. So I'm just going to call this healthy food. I'm going to give it a name so that it can be named something. I'm going to go ahead and add that background in. And there it is, just like what we have here. And then I'm going to give this a white color. So I'm going to change this to white. I'm going to change this to white as well. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking on the specific element, and then I'm clicking on the color. And one really important thing in Wix Studio is it works in layers. So we have this layers panel, and as you can see, now that I've added some things in here, I'm editing these specific elements, and I can click on them if I want to edit those specific elements. This is a really key section. I really should have had this open from the beginning, but yeah, this is really key. So I've got these sections here. So if instead of clicking around, because eventually I might have a lot of elements in one section, then I'm going to I want to make sure this is always open so I can get there faster. So if I go back to this, my button's white and it says book now, and then I am going to change the color here to white, and I'm going to change the text color. So I changed the background color. Now I've got to change the text color to black so that it shows up. So book now. Perfect. Okay, so I've got the basic layout here. Now I'm realizing that this actually isn't a paragraph, it's more like a heading. So I'm going to go in and change this from a paragraph to more like a heading 6. And I'm going to have to rechange the color again, and it's going to be registered dietitian. Okay, and then this is going to say, we can even just copy and paste this. This is again why it's so nice to have the design, is I can just grab that and paste it in here. So I've got these. So I'm also noticing now that as I'm doing this, I don't have the right fonts. So I can go in here and change these fonts. So this actually needs to be the Poppins font is what this is. And this will be semi-bold. Perfect. We'll change these all to Poppins. And we'll do apply. And we only have to change these once, and they will be changed going forward. And again, if I wanted the different pixel size to be something different, I could do that. I don't really need to change that right now, but if I did, I have that option. So I'm just going to apply these headings for now, and then we'll go into the paragraphs in a second. So I've got almost all of them changed, and then I've got to do this heading 6. Okay, so now all of these are pop-ins. And then I'll just do these now. We'll just do the paragraphs as well. So these are just pop-ins. Let's see what other options we have. Extra light. Perfect. Here we go. We'll click apply, and we've just got one more. Okay, so we've changed our site styles. Pretty soon we'll be able to change our colors, but we don't need to do that yet. So we've got our header section. So now that we're in here, we'll cover another important thing called stacks. So we want these elements to be lined up together in a particular like evenly. We want them to be lined evenly. There's a quick way to do that in Wix Studio. So if I click on each of these and I hold Shift and I hit stack, it'll put all these items together. If I go to layout, I'm going to align them all to the center. So that's in layout. And then up here, these are like the master ones that affect the element in the section. So I'm going to align it in the center to the section and then in the center again. And on my layers now, as you see, I'm actually on the stack. So these three elements are grouped together and they're on the stack. So I've got them together, and this looks like these are about 32 pixels apart. So I'm going to make these 32 pixels apart so I can actually make this pixel perfect, have 32 pixels, and then I can size it and size it. And I have that option there inside the stack. So there we go. The one thing I am noticing here, my book now needs to be maybe a little bit more bold, so I'm going to bolden this text. I'm going to get this text to, there we go, just to pop a little bit more. So I bolden the text. So we've got our section done. We have our hero section done here. And so I'm actually going to go into the section and rename it as hero. And that'll become important at some point. And then in the next section, we'll talk about how to make this section optimize for all these devices. Because as you can tell right now, it doesn't look that great on mobile. It only looks okay on desktop. It looks okay on tablet, but we need to do some optimization. So that's what we'll cover in the next section.